Sasa pale Nyanyuki pale iko training hapo ya wazungu, imekaa hapo miaka mingi. British Training Unit inaitwa BATUK, imekuwa pale wakati ya Rais Jomo Kenyatta, imekuwa pale wakati ya Moi, imekuwa pale wakati ya Kibaki, imekuwa pale wakati ya Uhuru. Hiyo training inaleta manufaa ya kutosha katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Iko joint training program wa kwamba wale Waingereza wanaitwa Johnny wana train askari wetu. Inasaidia kwa mambo ya counter terrorism. Juu yake inaleta manufaa kiuchumi. Hapo Nyanyuki watu wa Kenya wameandikwa 500 wanakaa pale Nyanyuki na askari hawa wa Uingereza. Hawa askari wa Uingereza wanaleta manufaa kwa mambo ya local procurement, kwa mambo ya hospitality, kwa mambo ya transport. Hii town ya Nyanyuki imekuwa town kubwa na iko na biashara kwa sababu hao askari wanaitwa Johnny wa kutoka Uingereza. Na hiyo town imekuwa very busy commercial center. Sasa huyu Kasongo na watu yake kwa sababu ya ufisadi, saa ile imesemekana contract ikuwe renewed. The Committee of Parliament for Defense and Foreign Relations, the chairman is called Nelson Koech, ni mtu ya Kasongo. Ameambia hii wazungu, for us to renew the contract we want 3 billion shillings. Wakule moja, bilioni 2 wapelekee Kasongo. Wazungu wamesema ati mnataka nini? 3 billion iko na receipt? Hapana. Ni ya kazi gani? Ni ya mdoso. Ya kufanyia nini? Ya kutafuta kura. Wazungu wamesema haiwezekani. Hiyo kamati ya Nelson Koech have taken the British round for 8 months asking for a bribe of 3 billion. The British have said no. They have cancelled the contract and moved to Tanzania. Hii town yetu ya Nyanyuki itakufa. We are going to lose that town. The British have said they cannot pay a bribe to William Ruto and Nelson Koech so that they train our soldiers in Kenya, so that they help us in counter-terrorism, so that they spur commercial activities in Nyanyuki town, hapo Nyati Barracks. Wazungu wamesema kama mnataka hongo, wacha tuhamie Tanzania.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is no longer a secret that the government of President William Ruto is a government that has currently been pushed to the corner. And being pushed to the corner actually forces William Ruto and his allies to actually act desperately. And their desperate attempts and desperate moves have actually put the Republic of Kenya's diplomatic relations with different governments in jeopardy. The video of Gachagua that we have begun with is a video of him today exposing how William Ruto's demand for 3 billion bribe derailed British military training deal in Kenya. Now, you all know, before this revelation by Rigathi Gachagua, Rigathi Gachagua had also earlier revealed that William Ruto is currently printing money behind the back of the treasury, the money that he wants to use for the purpose of campaign in the year 2027. Now, here is the thing. The government of Kenya currently is broke due to the corruption and the high cost of living. So every tax reform that William Ruto has implemented on the Kenyan people has actually triggered what we can say is the pushing away of investors in the Republic of Kenya. And this has actually left William Ruto and the country vulnerable to economic crisis, meaning there is no foreign investment in Kenya currently. Apart from that, William Ruto was denied a chance to borrow money by the IMF and the World Bank, which he counted on to borrow money that he would use for the 2027 general election. But now, let's diverge into the recent expose of how the British government headed the training deal with Kenya, where the British government has been training in Laikipia for the longest time possible since independence of the Republic of Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua claimed that a 3 billion bribe demand by senior Kenyan officials forced the British Army Training Unit Kenya, BATUK, to cancel a major training exercise and move it elsewhere. Speaking at a church service at St. Teresa Catholic in Imenti, Central Meru County on Sunday, July 26, 2026, the Democracy for Citizens Party leader said the National Assembly's Defense and Foreign Relations Committee made the demand during talks to renew the defense agreement with the United Kingdom. Gachagua named an MP who is part of the National Assembly's Defense and Foreign Relations Committee as the key figure in the Kenya shillings 3 billion bribery demand. And I quote him, "He is Ruto's man. He told the British, for us to renew the contract, we want 3 billion shillings. Keep 1 billion for yourselves and take 2 billion to Ruto." Gachagua claimed they said. He added that the money was meant for Ruto's 2027 election campaign. According to Gachagua, the British side rejected the request. The British said, "No, we don't want that. 3 billion with no receipt. What is it for? What work is it for?" He said talks dragged on for nearly 8 months before the British refused to pay. Now, Gachagua warned of economic damage to Nanyuki, the town that has hosted BATUK for decades. And I quote him, "This town of Nanyuki will die. We are going to lose that town. The British have said they cannot pay a bribe to William Ruto and Nelson Koech so that they can train our soldiers in Kenya, so that they can help us in counter-terrorism, so that there can be commercial activity in Nanyuki town around the barracks." The UK Ministry of Defence confirmed it cancelled the exercise, which was due to bring about 15,000 soldiers from the Duke of Lancaster's regiment to Laikipia between September and November 2026. A ministry statement said, "It is with regret that the necessary licenses required to allow training to take place in Laikipia later this year have not been forthcoming. As a result, the planned training will not be conducted at an alternative location outside Kenya." Some reports named Tanzania as the new site, but BATUK's permanent base at Nyati Barracks in Nanyuki remains open. Koech has given a different account. In a statement, in a BBC interview on July 23, 2026, he said the delay stems from human rights concerns raised by his committee. And I quote him, "The human rights concerns have been issues of rape, issues of environmental degradation, issues of murder, very serious allegations of murder, some that have been proven, some that are in progress under investigation." He pointed to the 2012 killings of Agnes Wanjiru in Nanyuki as the main unresolved case. Kenyan authorities issued an arrest warrant for former British soldier Robert James Parkish, who is fighting extradition in the UK. So the biggest issue has been runaway murder, and that is what we are trying to, as a committee, to make sure that there has to be accountability on the officers and troops that visit our country. The previous defense agreement expired on October 2021 and has not been renewed. Koech and other MPs, including Laikipia East Mwangi Kionjori, insist any new deal must give Kenya clear jurisdiction over serious crimes committed by British personnel on Kenyan soil and secure greater benefits for local communities. BATUK has operated in Kenya since the time of founding father or founding president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta. It supports joint training, including counter-terrorism work, and has long provided jobs and business for Nanyuki residents. Now, Koech is a man that claims the reason why BATUK is actually now exiting Kenya is because they have failed to actually agree on a deal on how the British Army will be accountable for the crimes that they have committed in Kenya. Well, ladies and gentlemen, can you actually say that actually these people care about the lives of Kenyans and that is why this is happening? I mean, according to the reports by, according to a publication by Al Jazeera, the United Kingdom Ministry of Defense cancelled a planned September 2026 training exercise in Kenya after the required approvals were not obtained, amid disagreements over defense arrangements between the two countries. The dispute centers on legal jurisdiction, accountability mechanisms, and the rules governing the presence of British forces in Kenya. At the heart of the issue is the UK-Kenya Defence Cooperation Agreement, which provides the legal framework for military cooperation between the two countries. The agreement covers areas including training arrangements, investigations, and jurisdiction over visiting forces. The disagreement has placed renewed scrutiny on the British Army, training unit in Kenya, BATUK, a long-standing arrangement that allows British and Kenyan forces to conduct joint exercise. What is the UK military presence in Kenya? Now, British forces have trained in Kenya for decades, with BATUK serving as the main platform for joint exercise between the British Army and the Kenya Defence Forces. Based near Nanyuki in central Kenya, the training unit provides British troops with access to training areas while allowing Kenyan and British forces to work together. But the presence of British troops has also generated debate over oversight, accountability, and the legal status of foreign military personnel operating in the Kenyan territory. The disagreement, as lawmakers say, are centered on the legal arrangements governing British troops operating in Kenya. Now, during the parliamentary discussions of the Defence Cooperation Agreement, lawmakers highlighted concerns linked to BATUK and the need for clear accountability mechanism. One parliamentary statement said, "This House and the Department Committee on Defence, Intelligence and Foreign Relations had reservations on BATUK, and particularly where we as a society are uncomfortable with human rights abuses." Now, the British position. The UK government has defended its defence relationship with Kenya, describing it as based on shared interest, mutual benefit and cooperation. Now, the UK Ministry of Defence said the UK MOD highly values its relationship with Kenya, which is underpinned by mutual benefit, respect and cooperation. The ministry has also acknowledged challenges linked to British defence presence in Kenya, saying the UK MOD deeply regrets those issues and challenges which have arisen in relation to the UK's defence presence in Kenya, both in the past and more recently. London has argued that continued military ties with Kenya support joint training and security cooperation. Now, why does the dispute matter? For Kenya, the issue is about ensuring that defence agreements provide clear accountability rules for foreign forces operating on its territory. For Britain, Kenya remains a key defence partner in East Africa and an important location for military training. The cancellation of the exercise does not mark the end of UK-Kenya military ties, but it signals the future arrangements may face closer scrutiny over legal and political concerns. The immediate challenge for UK and Nairobi is finding a way to resolve their differences over the defence agreement while preserving a relationship built over decades. But ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that I have to say. You know, Gachagua said that bribe and money that was being sought by William Ruto's administration was the reason why this agreement could not go on. But allow me to remind you, apart from these BATUK whatever shenanigans, remember, about a few months ago, 1 or 2 months ago, Laikipia and Nanyuki were trading in the country. Reason being, an agreement between the United States government and the Kenyan government, where UK where the United States sought Kenya to establish or build an Ebola quarantine facility in Laikipia Air Base for Americans affected by Ebola. Now that deal faced a lot of scrutiny from Kenya. Now, we are told that Americans are secretly being quarantined in Laikipia Air Base, the same air base where this British Army train Kenyan forces. Now, you should understand, William Ruto is a desperate man. And desperate times need force somebody to take desperate measures. The reason why William Ruto accepted the deal between him and the US on Ebola issue, on Ebola quarantine in Laikipia, is because the United States assured him that they will establish a trade route where they shall be ferrying minerals from Democratic Republic of Congo on a guise of Ebola patient to Laikipia. Are we together? And through that, William Ruto can generate money for the purpose of doing what? For the purpose of funding his campaign in the 2027. So, with Britain in Laikipia, it will actually put William Ruto in jeopardy, because the Britain also will actually see what is happening, and it will actually feed its government the intel. And that will blow the whole deal between Ruto and the United States. That is why they had to ask for money, and William Ruto currently doesn't care about the relationship between UK and Kenya, because he needs money. UK is not ready to offer that money. So that is the main reason. That is the main reason that is giving birth to all these differences. And Gachagua always tell you that akikwambia that something is wrong or something is happening, please take it serious, because in every instance his intel has always proved to be right. Mtazamaji, I will have to hear your take in regards to this matter. Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Subscribe.
To point out that in as much as the British purports that they help Kenya, we know for a fact that the agreement between the British government and the Kenyan government with regard to BATUK is skewed heavily in favor of the British, and actually does not favor Kenya at all. One of the things being, we have seen a lot of atrocities committed by the British soldiers when they are here in Kenya. And the Kenyans who have been affected by their atrocities continue to suffer. It is not lost on many of us that a lady, Agnes Wanjiru, was murdered by a British soldier way back in 2012. And to date, the British have been dragging their feet about getting the culprit, that British soldier, be brought back to Kenya to stand trial. Yet they keep telling us that the economic benefits. We cannot agree to a situation which favors only the British. And we know right now where they are training, where they have agreements like this, like in Canada, when they commit crimes there, right now there are British soldiers who are working in jail in Canada, but they don't want them to face the Kenyan law here. So tunasema hakuna sheria ya watu ati mzungu na ingine ya Mwafrika. We cannot allow that. We have a robust Bill of Rights in Kenya, and therefore the British must shape up. We know actually what they are doing, what they are doing in Germany, and even in Cyprus, yeah, where they have such agreements about for training of their soldiers. When they commit crimes there, and the things that they do in those countries, they have direct impact on the community. You can see, but here, what we hear, people are being blown up by unexploded munitions, yeah. British soldiers raping Kenyan women. Is that what we were calling an agreement in the 21st century? So it's for that reason that I support what our parliament has done to insist that this agreement, and remember I talked about this thing recently in oil and Mombasa when I was talking about the Kenyan-French defense agreement. We have to be very careful about what it is that we do with these foreign countries, because they are not here for our benefit. They come here because there's something they know they are getting from our country, and we must therefore also extract our fair amount of what it is we can get from them. So for this one, I think the British should be told, for us, we are clear. You either go by the Kenyan law, or you pack off and go. We are not a colony of Britain. People will say that yes, they employ, they do this, but look at the benefits that accrue to the country vis-a-vis the atrocity that they commit. So that one we are saying no. The committee, remember, even visited these areas. They even visited Britain, and they came up and with what we call minimum recommendations, which the Kenya government must not bow down to the British about. So I don't think whether it is a matter of them looking for something to eat. No, I think they're acting. In this case, I think looking at what they have done, I think they have acted in the best interest of the country, and I would actually commend them. Maybe this is one of those very rare examples about the 13th Parliament, which they have done for the people. Yeah. The mountain it cannot change. Where it is there. It's there forever. We are people who are bound by so many things: culture, traditions, marriages, and so when I hear some young upstart politicians talking about east or west of the mountain, these are people who are daydreaming. Wakae tu nyumbani, warudi nyumbani, wapumzike. Hii mlima haiwezi vunjika na haiwezi pasuliwa. So